What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Movies, Music, Martial Arts. It's been a minute. Took a little hiatus for the month of April. Just, my mind wasn't in the right place. It's hard to be creative with all this stuff going on in the world right now, but, just like everyone else, we need an escape. And I'm happy to be recording at 7 p.m. I'm here in New York, and if you could hear the sound very distant from the distance outside, this at 7 p.m. here in New York, and I don't know anywhere else, but we are doing it to pay salute and to commemorate our heroes on the front lines, our health workers who are working strenuously day in and day out to help those in need, help the sick, help those unfortunate. And much respect and much love to all of you who are, working diligently to help people get through this crisis. I can't thank you enough from the bottom of my heart. If you're hearing some noise in the distance, that's what it is. And it's a perfect time to start this show. It's been a weird month and a half, I guess, if you want to say, here in the East Coast. We've been in quarantine. Just want to address the elephant in the room before I get started on some entertainment stuff. This is not a news channel. This is not a political channel. You can see that every day on the news, on social media. I'd like to be an escape from that. My mind wasn't in the right place to do this. So I took a little pause, took some time to focus on myself, doing some breathing exercises, some meditation, anything that could help me, be in a better state of mind and be in a better emotional state. We all go through it. You're not alone out there if you're dealing with stuff, internally. So we understand you. I'm with you, and you have my full support. Hopefully you could get through this. We're all in it together. I know it's a cliche term, but we're all in it together. And, together we'll get past this, This too shall pass. So with that being said, I just want to get into my next show. Well, I know it's been a while. It's been like over a month and a half, Better late than never, right? So on that note, let's get started. All right, guys, welcome back to Movies, Music, Martial Arts. So I'd like to get into this new movie I caught on Netflix featuring Chris Hemsworth called Extraction. You guys know I'm heavily into action movies. I like all types of movies, drama, comedy, stuff like that. But my number one type of movies are, if it's not a Marvel movie, it's along the lines of actions. I like to be entertained. So I caught this movie Extraction, produced by the Russo brothers. So the Russo brothers, Joe Russo did the screenplay along with Andy Parks. And I believe that, I'm looking at the IMDb, and I believe that the guy that directed this is also part of directed by Sam Hargrave. And Sam Hargrave, he is a stuntman for a lot of movies. Let me just pay him his due. Sam Hargrave is known for his work on Avengers Endgame, Avengers Infinity War, and Captain America Civil War. In 2013, won 2 Taurus World Stunt Awards, Hardest Hit, Best High Work for his work on Avengers as stunt double for Captain America. And I think he was a character in this movie as well. If I'm not mistaken, he was a supporting character for Chris Hemsworth's character. His name was Tyler Rake. So, let me see if I could find a synopsis on this. Hang on a second. All right, Extraction. Here's a synopsis. Tyler Rake, a fearless black market mercenary, embarks on the most deadly extraction of his career when he's enlisted to rescue the kidnapped son of an imprisoned international crime lord. So, I believe this is filmed somewhere in India. Please correct me if I'm wrong. It's definitely not filmed in the States, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, this movie was very action-packed. A lot of awesome stunt coordination. And that's the reason Sam Hargrave is part of this project, with the help of the Russo brothers. So, obviously everybody knows Chris Hemsworth as Thor in the Marvel movies. And now I think this is his second military type of action movie. He did one called, I'll tell you right now, it's called 12 Strong. I didn't see it though, but it's like another military movie that he was in. Man, this movie was really good. I wasn't expecting much going into it, but it was well coordinated, a lot of great action scenes. There was this one battle sequence. It was kind of like a one shot. There he's having a huge fight sequence with the one of the main protagonists. I'm not gonna get into spoilers, but I do recommend it. Extraction was really good. It's been a while since I've done one of these, so I'm a little rusty, so please forgive me. But I won't give a full recap or review on it, but I do highly recommend it. Catch it, Extraction, with Chris Hemsworth on Netflix. Another movie that I've seen these past few weeks is and I know, don't laugh, but it's called Rambo. I think you might have heard of him. Rambo Last Blood. So let me look it up. Rambo Last Blood. So Rambo Last Blood, directed by Adrian Grunberg. So when I first saw the trailer for this, I was like, fuck, another Rambo movie. He's already old. What more does he have to prove? It came out last year in September. And so I saw it because it's part of Amazon Prime now, so you can watch it for free on Amazon Prime if you have a subscription. And I really enjoyed it. I just it's kind of like Taken, that along those lines. I'll get into spoilers. So the synopsis is: Rambo must confront his past and unearth his ruthless combat skills to exact revenge in a final mission. It wasn't terrible, it was surprisingly good. It was fun. It was entertaining. One thing about Sylvester Stallone, he likes doing very gory, violent action sequences. I remember because I think he directed the first Expendables movie. He didn't direct this one, but I'm pretty sure he had his hands in the project. And the battle sequences and the stunts, very bloody and gory. People getting fucking dismembered and blown up and a lot of crazy shit. But getting into the story, so I believe it's been like a decade since the last Rambo movie, which was I think it was in the Philippines. It was just called Rambo. So we had the original 3 Rambos, right? Rambo First Blood, Rambo Part 2, and then Rambo 3, which was like in the 80s. But then he did, like 10 years ago, he did a movie called Rambo, which is him older and everything, and he's like somewhere in Asia, and he's fucking up these I don't know, terrorists or whatever the fuck they are, but very bloody. So this one, I was just curious. I said, you know what? Let me just watch it. One day, I was just chilling. I didn't have anything to watch, so I put it on. I didn't go in with high expectations, but I was pleasantly surprised. Seeing him is an older character, you know, but a legendary character. You know, Rambo, I guess is you know, number 2 next to Rocky along his characters that he's portrayed throughout the years. Sylvester Stallone. And so he's settled in. He lives in this huge ranch somewhere in Arizona. And he has an adoptive, quote unquote, daughter. He lives with his family, with the daughter and the grandmother. I believe she's Mexican, right? Latino descent. And he treats her as his own kid, you know, takes her for horse rides. And he cares a lot for them. So, you know, this girl, she was curious about who her real dad is, and you know, she gets mixed in with this friend that takes her across the border into Mexico, and she wants to meet a real dad, and unfortunately, the guy turns out to be a huge fucking asshole. You know, he tells her that he never cared for her and he never wanted to be part of her life, which is, I feel was, you know, it's kind of sad seeing that as a dad. How I can't fathom how any person could just neglect their kid like that. But anyway, so the girl goes to this nightclub with her friend, and one thing leads to another. She gets abducted by these cartel guys, and you know, they sell her into like a brothel that they run, into a sex trade kind of thing. It's really sad, you know, to see that, because I know the shit out there exists, you know. And you know, they do a lot of terrible things to her. They drug her up and shit like that. So, you know, the news gets back to him, you know, and he goes down there like on some vendetta shit. He gets fucked up by the guys at first. They don't kill him because he's like, oh, you know, the main cartel guy tells him, you know, I want you to suffer and all this shit. So they let him live. Eventually, you know, with the help of this other person in the movie, this journalist that was following the guys, she helps him find the girl, and he ends up, you know, kind of saving her, but along the way, you know, she doesn't make it back, and it was fucked up to see that. But man, that just triggers fucking the killer in him, and he just goes back there on some next level shit and starts bodying dudes left and right. And he rigs that ranch into like this huge Home Alone rated R booby trap. But it was good. It wasn't cheesy the way they did it. It was really like, you know, it was very violent, but, you know, they showed a lot of his skills throughout the Rambo movies with the bow, you know, setting traps with the bombs and shit like that. But it was good. I was entertained. You know, it was a good going away Rambo movie. I don't think he's going to do any more. Please, no more. I think you're good. But I was surprisingly satisfied with it. So I recommend that. Rambo Last Blood. I know I gave away some spoilers, so spoiler alert. But people that don't care about spoilers, if you still want to check it out, you know, regardless of my terrible review, go check it out. Rambo Last Blood. It was good. I liked it. So yeah. What else? I mean, I've been watching some shows with my girl that we're gonna talk about a little bit. I'm gonna have her on as a guest. You know, we're gonna do some collaborative stuff, so might as well. You know, it's gonna be fun. We're gonna look at some trailers for some cheesy 80s and 90s movies. So that's gonna be fun. I look forward to that. And again, you know, this is more of a PSA. You know, I'm trying to ease back into the groove of things, get my mojo back. Shout out to Austin Powers. Get my mojo back and, you know, get back into the groove. I also have a UFC 249 preview that I did with my boy. Shout out to Franco. I got that coming up. So yeah, you know, other than that, just maintaining. You know, to everybody out there, I know things are looking a little cloudy. You know, things are looking a little dark, but we'll get through this. You know, stay positive. And yeah, man, you know, we're gonna keep the ball rolling, keep it moving, and that's it. Until the next one, guys, peace. And that's it.